Hey, welcome to today's daily sprint. We're talking about increasing our purpose, passion, and meaning. And if you have been keeping up on these, awesome. Continue to tune in. Let people know. I would love to have as many people tune in as possible. Let me know in the comments what you like, anything constructive. I'd love to hear that as well. But anyway, we're reading this book called Boundaries, all right? And it is a biblically based book, but I believe it can definitely help anyone through business, relationships, and life in general. And today, what we're reading about is the narrow gate of freedom versus the broad gate of destruction. So think of a narrow gate. Narrow gate's like tough to get in, it's kind of painful, you might be a little roughed up trying to get in a narrow gate, but a broad gate, I could just be running like this and I'm gonna run right through. So we're talking about how when we don't enforce boundaries, we're a lot of times choosing that broad gate because it's easy. And we know that easy will never level us up in life. It will never get us closer to our potential. So number one, guilt. Whenever we choose to do something because we're guilted into it, that prevents us from being honest. Okay, so if you say, hey, Jesse, can you volunteer at XYZ this Saturday? Okay, and I really don't want to. I have some other things going on, but you're like, hey, the kids really need you to be there. Just saying. Now I'm gonna be like, sure, yeah, I'd love to. So now I've given you a dishonest answer. I've given you an insincere no and I'm doing this out of guilt. I've just taken the easy route. How is that easy? Well, it would have been way easier way harder for me to say no, because now I'm risking maybe hurt feelings. I'm not in charge of your feelings, but I still am not accountable, but I still care about how you feel. I want you to feel good. So I know the chances of you feeling bad or disappointed if I give you an insincere yes are probably very low. But if I give you a sincere no, there's probably a good chance I'm gonna disappoint you, right? So I take the easy way out. And after a lifetime of doing this, I begin to resent you. I begin to not wanna be around you. And I begin to resent myself for being too cowardly to give people a sincere no, because I've said an insincere yes so many times. Number two, feeling obligated robs us of joy. Kind of goes with number one. So number one, you use guilt to get me to do something, but then it's like people could use obligation. Like, well, if you don't do it, who else is going to do it? Well, I was called for a certain mission to stay on path, okay? And there are definitely people who are called for the mission of that. It just may or may not be me. So it goes back to a sincere no would be the narrow gate, because that's tough, because my senses are up. Okay, I'm feeling obligated. They're using obligation for me to do this when it's not something that is on my path, is my mission to do. Okay, so again, that sincere no would be a lot tougher. That would be the narrow gate. And then finally, saying no may cause feelings of pain, but it's not going to cause harm. Okay, if you're on the side of the road and you can hardly breathe, you're just hit by a car or something, and I just speed away, that is causing harm. I'm going to stop, I'm going to help you, we're gonna get you in an ambulance, we're gonna take care of you, okay? But back to the trying to guilt or use obligation to get me to do something, it may cause hurt feelings if I say no. It may cause disappointment. No one wants to be disappointed, but it's not gonna harm you. All right, so a lot of times when I go to the dentist and I have a cavity, it hurts when they drill that darn cavity out. Ooh, it gives me the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it. But it doesn't harm me. Actually, it helps me. Okay, so a lot of times when you set up those boundaries, yes, there may be hurt feelings initially, but you're not causing harm, but it's gonna build resiliency, and it's gonna build respect, and it's gonna build true love. It's gonna build the foundation of a true loving relationship over time. So if this person is meant to be in your life, and maybe you do disappoint them initially because you're instituting these boundaries, it's gonna lead to a much stronger relationship down the future. Love to hear your thoughts. Have a great growth-driven rest of your week.